What's up, guys? It's the Danger Yu-Gi-Oh channel, Danger speaking, and today we're going to be doing the next episode of the Tracking the Cyberse series. And in today's episode, I did something long-awaited and a little bit overdue. Kind of forgot to do this due to the lack of decent cards for the Cyberse archetype that came out in Circuit Break, but today we are going to be checking out a post-circuit break version of my Cyberse Challice deck. So let's crack into this. First off, I'm going to start off by showing you guys the main deck. So we have different parts of the main deck. We have, of course, normal monsters, effect monsters, spells, and then traps. This is a 60-card deck, and it excels at summoning out Topologic Bomber Dragon, so it could probably also excel at pulling out Firewall, Borreload, any of the big Link 4 monsters. It could excel at pulling them out. So that's what this deck is basically for. It's a Link 4 spam deck with World Challice added in. So we have 2 Bitron in the main deck, 3 beckoned by the World Challice, 3 chosen by the World Challice, and 3 crowned by the World Challice. The normal monsters, they are your starter plays for the most part in many cases. Sometimes you'll actually be using a couple of other cards for starters. But then we have 3 backup secretaries and 2 Draco Nets. The Draco Net is going to be basically your other starter card, basically. That along with Link Slayer. They are the stuff that gets your plays started most of the time. Backup Secretary is really good. You can summon it out once you get another Cyberse on the field. A really good play that I like is going second, throwing a Link Slayer, specialing a backup secretary, and then normaling a Draco Net to summon out Bitron. With that play there, it allows you to summon out just about any Link monster you want. Because then you have Earth, Dark, and Light. You could then go into Imduck, the World Chalice Dragon, because all it needs is a normal monster that's not a token. From there, you can go into an Ib, if you really wanted to. Or you can take the Imduck, the Link Slayer, and the Draco Net. Or you can take the Imduck and any of the others, go into Topologic, and then after that you can take any of the other 2 that you end up with and go into something else. So that's pretty cool. I also run 2 Ram Clouder, 1 Link Inferno Flyer, and 1 Stack Reliever. And that's it for the Cyberse monsters. For the World Chalice stuff, I have 2 copies of World Legacy World Chalice, 1 World Legacy World Armor, 2 Lee the World Chalice Fairy, 1 World Chalice Guard Dragon, and 3 Effect Veilers. Basically with that, we have the 3 Veilers, which are your acting hand trap. They're really good, really helpful to you. Allows you to go into a lot of different plays that you normally aren't able to do. I mean, Effect Veiler is your go-to hand trap. Of course, we have the standard World Chalice lineup here. Oh, actually, we have 3 World Legacy. I thought we did. That's why I was searching around them. Yeah, the sleeves I'm using, they like to stick behind each other a little bit, so I'm definitely going to have to re-sleeve this. So we have the 1 Guard Dragon here. You really only need 1 in the main deck. You may need 2 sometimes, but normally only 1. 2 Lee. I really wish I could run a 3rd Lee, but I've only... and replace the Guard Dragon altogether, but then we have one World Armor, which really doesn't get play very often, but it's in here because it's searchable. And from there you can use it for discard fodder or stuff like that. Because all of your World Chalice Link monsters summon other World... Get to summon World Chalice stuff, and then from there you can summon out your World Armor, your World Legacy stuff, so that's pretty good. And of course 3 World Legacy World Chalice, because it's searchable, it has multiple effects in the grave, it's pretty decent. And then finally, let's get into the spell cards. So for the spell cards, we have 3 Mystical Space Typhoon and 3 Terraforming. MST is easy to blow up any back row with, field spells, stuff like that. Terra gets into your multiple field spells. There's a grand total of 6 field spells that I run with this deck, though 2 of them are in the side deck. Currently, we have in the main deck, though, 2 World Legacy Discovery and 2 Silent Universe. So that's really amazing. Silent Universe allows you to recycle stuff, while World Legacy Discovery allows you to replace your World Chalice stuff. Then we have 3 World Legacy Heart to add World Chalice stuff to your hand. 1 copy of One-Time Passcode and 1 copy of World Legacy Clash. Passcode just throws out a free monster, and Clash is really good for making your opponent's stuff smaller, so you can run it over. Then in the traps, we have 1 Parallel Port Armor, 2 Cyberse Beacon, 2 Break Off Trap Holes, 2 Call the Haunted, 2 Back to the Front, 2 Dark Bribe, a Bottomless Trap Hole, and then a Jar of Avarice. Jar of Avarice is really good. It allows you to get back your spells and traps. Bottomless, self-explanatory. Dark Bribe, because it negates things. Back to the Front and Call the Haunted are both there to bring your stuff back from the graveyard. Break Off Trap Hole is really good. It gets rid of all stuff on the field that aren't linked. So, and then we have Cyberse Beacon, which is a small searcher. This is one of the things that, depending on the type of deck you're playing against, you do side out, though. And then you have a Parallel Port Armor, which is good for just keeping your Link monsters from being destroyed. Finally, we have the extra deck here. We have 2 Link Spider, 3 Imduck. Those are your Link ones. They're your go-to stuff for the most part. Depending on what else you have in hand will define whether or not you go for Link Spider or Imduck. Link Spider is good if you have another generic normal monster in your hand. Imduck's better if you have other small World Chalice things you need to summon. Then you have 3 Ib. Fairly easy to summon with this. It's your main go-to card that you summon out after your Topologic Bomber Dragon. Just kind of clears the opponent's field. 2 Aram, because World Chalice is one of the main parts of this deck. 1 Proxy Dragon and 2 Decodes, because you gotta have your generic 2s and 3s. And then 3 Topologic Bomber Dragon. It's basically the big powerhouse of the deck. It's go top your die, more or less. He's really important to you, helps clear your field. He's basically an infinite Regeki anytime something is summoned to his Link Arrows. He's big 3k. Not much else to say after that. I mean, I've had to use him I've actually had games where I've had to link him off, recycle him back into the deck, and then link him out again to clear a field, which was actually really fun. Okay, so we're going to check out the side deck next. In the side deck, we have the leftover Bitron, a spare copy of World Chalice Guard Dragon, 1 Infernal Link Flyer, 1 Lockout Gardna, 1 Ram Clouder, 1 Link Slayer, the other 2 field spells, which are both Castle Link, a Supply Squad, a spare Back to the Front, a Heavy Storm Duster, a Remote Rebirth, I've been kind of thinking about that since this deck runs 3 Tappy. It might actually be kind of fun to play around and just clear their field for them, because they're not going to want to summon anything in front of Tappy. A spare Decode and Proxy Dragon, and then a Link Spider. So just some generic stuff in there, easy things to understand. The deck does have a couple of flaws where once Topologic's off the field, if you can't quickly put another one on board, you do tend to lose. But that's just due to the inherent nature of the deck requiring to have a Link boss monster. As another thing though, this was only built out of the Link Strike starter deck, Code of the Duelist, and Circuit Break. I haven't added anything else in here. So all the generic cards in here came out of the starter deck. Like the Terraformings, Mystical Space Typhoons, Call of the Hunted, stuff like that. So, I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We do daily uploads. We're sorry this is a bit late in a video, but I had a little bit of trouble getting a hold of stuff from Circuit Break. It was kind of here and then gone before I finished up buying my Code of the Duel stuff, so it was kind of a little bit ignored. So that's why this is a later video. We will be going and doing an Extreme Force video next. So that'll be really cool. As always, though, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Danger Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel. I'm Danger, and this is the Danger Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel, signing off.